It's tense on the Korean peninsula.
You said you're ready to fight tonight.
Yes, always. Fight tonight, fight together, and fight strong. Every day, 24/7, we're just ready to go.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and President Trump are exchanging heated threats, and the South Korean and U.S. armies are on alert.
For the Korean soldiers telling us not to film.
Now, the South Korean government is installing one of the U.S. military's most advanced missile defense systems, called THAAD, in a remote village despite ongoing protests.
다 온다 여기. 저녁에 이래 10시까지 모이가 이래 아니네 이래면 그럼 이래요 자꾸 설쳐서. 이 조용한 마을이 와 이러노 이라 와 이러노 이렇게 울어.
That's an Apache, you're saying?
It is. It's one of the three types of helicopters we have. This is our attack helicopter, the AH-64 Apache. We've got a large capability of attack platforms here in the Combat Aviation Brigade. You know, this is one of our primary instruments if we had to fight tonight.
We visited the U.S. Army's new base in South Korea just days after President Trump made this notorious threat to North Korea.
They will be met with fire and fury like the world has never seen.
At 3,400 acres, Camp Humphreys is one of the U.S. military's largest overseas construction projects ever, located strategically out of range of North Korea's rocket launchers. It's also home to the 8th Army, which has gotten a lot of attention since North Korea recently tested 2 intercontinental ballistic missiles that may be able to reach the U.S.
You guys say you're ready to fight tonight. What does that look like?
So it means that we have every leader, every soldier, every aviator in this brigade that's ready to jump on the right piece of equipment, whether that's a truck or a helicopter, and go execute their required mission at a moment's notice.
Over in the United States right now, people are really paying attention to North Korea, and they're very freaked out about the possibility of a nuclear war breaking out. Is that sort of heightened panic something that you guys are experiencing here as well?
So we obviously are attuned to some of the tension. But for us, it's business as usual. If the president requires us to fight tonight and he makes the call, then he can trust that his soldiers here in Korea are ready to support us and support this important alliance that we're a part of.
South Korea becomes a battleground as communists from the north invade the Southern Republic at a dozen points.
The U.S. has had a permanent military presence in South Korea since it helped the country fight the Korean War in 1950. The war ended in armistice 3 years later, but there was never a peace treaty, so the countries are still technically at war. Today, there are 28,000 U.S. troops in South Korea, the third largest U.S. military presence overseas after Japan and Germany. Camp Humphreys was recently relocated from an older base in the middle of Seoul, just 40 miles from the border with North Korea. North Korea's government criticized the move, saying it shows the U.S.'s intention to permanently occupy the Korean peninsula.
I know you guys do regular military exercises with the South Korean military, which North Korea calls a provocation and a rehearsal to invade. What's your perspective on that? What do you call these joint exercises?
I call them improving readiness exercises. And really, when you're part of an alliance, you have a joint responsibility to collectively build your readiness on both sides.
In an off-camera briefing, a high-ranking Army official told us that should North Korea use chemical or nuclear weapons, the Army knows where they're stored and is prepared to invade the country in order to neutralize them. At the same time, the North Korean government maintains they need nukes to deter the threat of invasion and an overthrow of Kim Jong-un. Just 50 miles from the border with North Korea sits Osan Air Base, where soldiers of the 35th Air Defense Artillery Brigade routinely prepare Patriot missiles to be fired in the event of an attack.
So this is our PAC-3 missile system. What it does is shoots the missile and guides that missile to their TVM. So it's literally just hit to kill, kinetic hit to kill. That's what we call it. Yeah.
This is the launcher.
Yeah, so
the missiles are fired off from the thing we're looking at right now.
Yeah, so literally, I mean, the easiest way to put it out is our launcher and our missiles hit their missiles to blast it out of the sky.
Oh, wow. But this has not been used in the Korean Peninsula at all?
Not yet, no.
Not yet?
I mean, depending on, we're ready to do it if we need to, man.
So when President Trump says that everything is locked and loaded, as he did just a short while ago, is this what he's talking about?
I guess
So we're always ready.
Yeah, we're always ready.
We're ready to fight tonight. Whether the President of the United States says that we're locked and loaded, our posture is we're ready to fight tonight, and any one given time we're ready to go.
I know the goal of the U.S. Army here is to maintain the armistice. Do you feel like the recent heated rhetoric between President Trump and Kim Jong-un has made that job a little harder?
I can't comment on that.
On the same day we visited the U.S. bases, crowds gathered in Seoul to commemorate independence from Japan and to urge peace with North Korea. In his Liberation Day speech, President Moon Jae-in said military action can only be decided by South Korea and not anyone else. At the same time, Moon has moved forward with installing the U.S.-built THAAD, or Terminal High Altitude Area Defense Anti-Ballistic Missile System, in So-Seung-ri, a quiet agricultural village that's now a symbol of resistance. Anti-war activists believe the THAAD makes South Korea more vulnerable to attack. Thousands have flocked here to support the roughly 100 elderly villagers who say their peaceful lives have been disrupted by the military presence.
So we're hiking up the mountain right now, and it's going to take us about an hour to get to the top. This isn't a mountain that people normally climb. This isn't a path. It's actually really strenuous, but the leader of the village created this path to take news crews up to the top to see the THAAD, and he marked it with these blue ribbons that you could see over here, which are protesting the THAAD.
It's from the top of the mountain where you can see the THAAD, which was installed on a former golf course in the village. The area is also home to a cemetery and a site sacred to Won Buddhism, but access to both is now restricted. The area has been deemed a military zone. The THAAD works by detecting an incoming missile and firing an interceptor missile to destroy it. Its radar can identify missiles hundreds of miles in range, but it's not physically designed to hit fast-moving intercontinental ballistic missiles, like the ones North Korea launched in July. Its developer, Lockheed Martin, says the THAAD's radar could at least provide early tracking data of long-range missiles, like those headed toward the U.S.
Those are Korean soldiers? That's the Korean Army up there, guarding this spot. Listen what they're saying. No film? The Korean soldiers telling us not to film. We definitely weren't expecting that. It was pretty surprising and obviously really upsetting to our guide to get to the top of the mountain, which he's done many times, and then find the Korean military there telling him you can't go anymore. He was saying he doesn't think they have any legal basis for that. So not only are these guys actively protesting the presence of the U.S. military here, now the Korean military, which works with America, isn't even letting them get to the top of the mountain of their village. So we're going to find another way. Is that for us? What are they saying?
잘 못 알아들었어. 한 번만 더 방송해 주세요. 근데 여기 보니까 지금 군인들이 길을 막고 있어요. 여기 이런 거 몰랐지? 이후에 이리를 한 번도 안 와봤지?
That's the military announcement again for us.
상수야, 내 잠깐만 끊을게. 응. 한번 들어봅시다. 무슨 말인지. 저 씨발놈의 새끼들이.
All right, that was the second military announcement we heard from the South Korean Army telling us to get out of here. So we don't want to get in any trouble. We're going to do that. And are you okay?
Not okay. It's not okay. But 그러나 이렇게 지금 우리가 여기 갈 수 없다는 사실이 저는 정말 받아들일 수 없는 사실이에요. 저 사람들이 우리 보고 너희들이 여기 오는 것이 금지되었다라고 이야기했거든요. 누가 왜 무슨 권리로 자기들이 금지시킬 수 있냐고 여기 우리가 가는 거예요.
Some South Koreans have been protesting the THAAD for over a year, ever since plans to install it were first announced.
주민반대 목사라고 토론에 강요하는 국방부를 규탄한다! 또 한놈하고 입장발을 합니까? 창피한 일이야! 한놈하고 입장발 들어라니까!
bit of a chaotic scene going on right now. Someone from the defense ministry has arrived, and the villagers are trying to block them from entering, and they're chanting against the THAAD right here. They do not want to talk to the defense ministry representative. They do not want the THAAD deployed.
아이고, 차만 야, 다시는 오지 마라!
What just happened? Why are you laughing right now?
네. 국방부가 지금 여기 사드 배치 관련해서 주민 토론회를 한다고 왔는데 지금 꽁무니를 빼고 도망을 갔잖아요. 그래서 그 모습이 우스웠고요. 이렇게 앞으로 더 이상 국방부가 우스운 국방부가 되지 말고 정말 주민의 의사를 잘 반영하고 우리나라 국방과 국익에 어떤 것이 도움이 되는지 주민들 이야기를 이제부터 사드 빼고 들어야 된다고 생각을 합니다.
Many of So-Sung-ri's villagers are farmers of chamwe, or Korean melon. They remember the horrors of the Korean War and thought living in a rural area would shield them from further conflict. But now, the tail end of their lives is spent consumed by fear and worry.
70대 된 그 아줌마도 그리 울어. 우리 매를. 그래. 와카면 젊은 사람은 좀 마음 좀 단단히 물어. 이렇게 뭐랄까, 이게. 할매 울면 나도 울어야 돼. 이렇게 한다. 할매 울지 마. 내 안 울게. 이렇게 그래. 까져가다.
Many of the villagers have become activists in their 80s.
풍경들이 첩첩해가지고 이리가 못아가가지고 까이마 할머니 뭐 연암기는 건 뭐 바닥 떨어가지고 끄어내놔 버리고 뭐 그만 뭐 끄어보면 들리 나오지 어쩌노 힘없는 할머니들이 다 들리 나오고 싹 가다 놓고 그만 차 다 보냈고.
I was just with the U.S. Army, and they told me that their presence in South Korea makes this country safer. What do you say to them?
누군 안 좋아. 누군 오지만 해줬겠지. 누군 안 좋아. 우리나라는 우리나라 사람들의 사업이라고 봐봐야 안 좋더라고. 싫어. 누군이 싫어. 옥에 불이 나가지. 씨발 것만 씨발 싸도 안 가가네. 무지 같은 씨발 싸도. 할배 안망에 해도 싸도 그거 이름이 씨발 싸도다.
The entrance to her village is now a protest zone with constant police presence. As North Korea continues to fire off missile tests and the US and South Korea flex their military might, it's the people who are once again caught in the crossfire.